90% of the SOPs you guys see and you make and your friends submit, 90% are extremely bad SOPs. You know why? Because 90% of them don't even talk about the purpose. They just go over each and every part of the resume and that is it. So you reiterate everything you've done even after telling the admissions committee what you've already done in your resume and your applications. Now you reiterate that in the SOP as well, whereas SOP is the only chance you get to basically talk to the committee, discuss with them as to why you are a good fit and what your purpose is and why you're selecting this degree. A couple of common mistakes that you would see in the SOPs are that most SOPs that students write are too long, simply because they want to fit everything in there, every single project, every single research paper, every single internship, every single job they've had, everything needs to be in there. And hence it's simply not possible to basically make it short. It's just not possible. There's hardly any story. I've hardly seen any SOP where basically I could say that the candidate has a whole story essentially printed over here. No, in most cases there is no flow. There's nothing going on in the SOP that's of significance. You know why? Because everything's already been mentioned in the past. There's nothing new. So the way that it's done in most cases, and which this is the bad way, is that you start with a title, you basically go ahead to a quote. You might start with a quote, right? And then you go forward with an introduction. You go forward with a quote, and then you would write a catchy introduction so that you pull the reader in, right? The goal is to pull the admissions committee in. And then after that, you discuss about your education, your internships, your job, the university specific portions. All these things come in after that. And this is the standard flow of the SOP. I'm sure if you have written your SOP or if you're writing your SOP, you are probably doing something like this. Simply because this is always how it's done. If you find online samples, this is how it is. If you ask ChatGPT to write it, this is what you'll do. And you'll use some flowery words, nice vocabulary, and you'd think that, hey, that's it. I've defined my purpose. But that's not the right way. Today, I want to tell you about the right way to essentially write your SOP, because 90% of them are rubbish, and on the basis of which you, if you're targeting the top universities, they will not go for it, because the top universities will go for the top 10% cream candidates who know what they're doing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yash, and I have been helping thousands of students like you every year. And today, I'm going to be giving you these tips for free, and I'll clarify essentially how to make sure that your SOP is better than anyone else out there. So keep some points in mind. Yeah, you want your SOP to be concise. That's the number one point. Conciseness matters a lot. And if your SOP is 1.5, 2 pages long, you've already lost the battle. That means you're adding things there that do not need to be there. The next thing you should talk about are limited experiences that define your purpose. Remember, not every internship you did, not every job you did, not every project you made is going to define what your purpose is. Your purpose has to be defined by certain things. That, okay, fine, this internship that I did, it really pulled me into AI, and now I'm doing that, and since then, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm interested in doing in future, and that's why I'm going to this university, because this university has already some research going on over there, right? But make it not boring, because most of the SOPs, they use such flowery language. And understand this, if you're on the admissions committee, you're probably seeing 50 applications a day. And with that said, you probably give an SOP, 2-3 minutes? And within those 2-3 minutes, if you're using very difficult vocabulary, the reader goes away. He's probably looking at some other document after that. So don't make it boring. Keep it short in a way that it is more like a story. Because see, what do we like to see? We like to see Netflix. Why? Because it tells us stories of other people, of other things essentially going on in other people's lives. So do not repeat your resume when you essentially go ahead and add each and every one of those pointers, because your resume is already a part of the application. And finally, quite simply, define your purpose. It's really about your purpose as to why this university fulfills that purpose. That question should be answered. Keep your SOP specific. Mine would be somewhere around 500 words, not longer. And if you're doing that, trust me, you're already winning the game. I hope this video helps. Signing off, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you have any questions on my WhatsApp.